Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another installment of Bullsitting on TSWS Gaming. This week, Xbox pulls the PlayStation by not only announcing an exclusive game, but they also cancelled a PS5 version of said game. Also on the menu is Senua's dirty mugshot, triggering the internet into a state of submission, proving that women are indeed more terrifying than men. And of course, Spider-Man 2 the release date was possibly leaked. I'm your host, Lob7, and joining me today is the lovely Cozy Beluga, Mr. Behind Them Sticks Ham Solo, the man that likes games more than anyone alive, Mr. Matt Likes Games, and our special guest who will prove that he's a special guest because he was on here last week, he's on here this week, he will be on here next week. No one's ever done it. A consecutive hat trick. Mr. K. Asante, welcome once again to TSWS Gaming.
I
appreciate you guys.
It's all
Sorry for getting the time wrong.
No,
Jesus Christ, Sam.
No,
my
it's fine.
Away with K.
Look, man. Look,
Oh,
man.
my
I'm still. My mission is still accomplished. My chat slander sometimes gets missed, so I'm here to make sure you hear me. That's what I'm here for.
Especially this week. Especially this week. We really needed you to come through. No special guest questions because at this point you're local in the house.
You don't count anymore.
Yeah, you don't. You're one of us now. Okay, I'm sorry.
Appreciate that.
Before we partake in this week's session of digital savagery, Cozy, tell me, are you feeling rosy?
Away.
What?
I'm back after a week away. I can't.
Ah, okay.
It's the highlight of my week.
Pretty much. What you been playing this past week?
State of Decay.
Oh, okay. That's all?
Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to be playing other games, but it's got a hold on me. It's like in my soul, my bones.
Got that Vampire Survivors clutch. Kiasante, what you been playing this past week?
Oh boy, that's an open-ended question, sir. Immediately, I've been trying to play Diablo, but as I have this beautiful Nubian character that I created, all I can just keep doing is looking at the queue screen as it gets me in. I start enjoying it, and then I gotta wait for 60 more minutes as it kicks you out and has to queue again. But no, it looks great. I'm excited to play it once I actually have an opportunity to do so. Besides that, I'm just playing too much stuff, man. I'm a grazer. I'm always playing a million different things. So,
but are you finishing them?
Actually, I ultimately finished them.
Okay. Ultimately.
Actually, the game that I'm playing now that I actually should mention is Chia, a cool little indie game from the creator of was from Macedonia. It's day one.
You're making look sick.
PlayStation Premium. It's
off
their day
right
one
there.
game, right? And it's
Right
real cool
there.
and real interesting and very indie. So hey, that's what I've been playing. You know.
This was
brother.
he's ready. You told everybody else
No,
to chill right before
we
the
do
show.
not
Here
play
we go
that.
already.
We do not play that on TSWS Gaming, alright?
What a problem.
Oh
No.
my God.
Chia? No. It's no. Ham Solo, what
Hey,
you been
man.
playing this past week? The hell?
Oh
Chia.
my goodness. Man, I tell you what, Logan, you're telling everybody to chill just so you can go crazy. But
Dude, you brought up
anyways,
Chia. All he has to do now is bring up the Last of Us Part 2. That's all he has to do now. That's all he has to
The
do.
greatest game ever. No, I'm just kidding.
what I've been playing since last night is some Spider-Man on my Steam Deck. It's fantastic. Really enjoying my Steam Deck so far. Only put a couple hours into it. Also played a bunch of Vampire Survivor on it. I beat 50 Cent Blood in the Sands just a few days ago.
Mhm.
I'm playing quite a bit of stuff. Diablo, I just turned that on and made a Necromancer. So yeah, a lot of gaming going.
Enjoy your 60-minute queues. Matt, what you been playing this past week?
Literally, mostly only Diablo. I played it last week, and it's all I want to play, so I played Diablo 3 all week. So,
Right.
I mean, now I'm in queue for this one.
Okay, cool. Welcome to Mr. Joanna Dark. 3 weeks first in the chat. Welcome, dude. Thank you so much for the support, Mr. John Duck. Welcome, John Wolf. Welcome, Sergeant Sentinel Gaming, Cult Classic Cage, Mr. Infinite Umbra. Welcome, bro. Welcome.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna hear me out smooth them later on today. How you like that, Infinite?
Yeah. John Wolf can already smell the tears.
Just don't talk smack about UE5, otherwise he's gonna come at you with pitchforks.
That's a fact.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's Mr. Unreal Engine. I swear Tim Sweeney pays him. I don't know.
Well, okay.
Says his purposes.
Let's not. And he's laughing in the chat, so he's not denying it. He's not denying.
Oh no, hell no. He knows I'll rip him every time I get the chance to. No, good brother. And hey, let's not deny it. Unreal showed out this week, so hey, it is what it is. You know.
Hang on, let's get into it. Before we lose our special guest, first off, I would like to say, this is very frustrating. So this is for Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. It's very frustrating. You guys want to put out the big news, okay? Just do it on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, all right? Because of TSWS game. Get your shit together. Don't be sending us the news on a Thursday, on a Friday, 1 hour before the show. All right, so let's get into it. UK regulator sides with Microsoft over Call of Duty on PlayStation concerns. We're going to have to break this one down into small little segments just so we can understand exactly what's been happening here. So the first part is the regulator has concerns about the deal's impact on cloud gaming market and will complete its investigation by the end of April. So they have sided with Microsoft over concerns that the software giant could remove Call of Duty from PlayStation if its approved Activision deal is approved. If its proposed Activision deal is approved. Kiasante, you're a semi-guest, so you can go first. Is it fair to say that this statement that they've put out, that the regulator still has concerns about the deal's impact on cloud gaming, is it fair to say that they're done with the console part, they have approved the console part of the purchase, and now they're just concerned about the cloud gaming? Or is this just a global view of the acquisition, and they haven't approved the console side, they're just saying that they're done with it, and now they're moving over to the cloud gaming side?
So what's happening here is super interesting, and it's not that difficult to understand, really. What's really going on at the end of the day here is it's being broken out. Like, so it's like a big ship. That's the best way I can analogize it. It turns really slowly. So the back and forth you've heard about with, everything going on in the ABK deal, this and that, they have only been addressing it in pieces, right? So the first part, that was the console side, which obviously you had Sony was a big proponent of, a big obstacle of that part of the puzzle, right? And you've seen Microsoft throwing deals, cloud deals here and there and everywhere else, right? What they're saying right now is that stuff is not being taken into consideration right now, right? So pretend that those cloud deals that we've heard about with Boosteroid and Ubitus and all of that, that's not part of the equation right now. What they're basically telling you is they have come to the determination that all the hay that Sony made about it being bad for consoles has now been determined that that's not the case. It's not a factor in the equation. And oh, by the way, this is the CMA. The EU came to that determination last week, right? So The other part, which is this has no bearing on the cloud, Microsoft has already put their chess piece in the front because you got a cloud deal. I got a cloud deal. Everybody got a cloud deal last week, right? So they will now throw all the console stuff out the door, right? Which by the way, also means Sony no longer has leverage. Yes, they'll get the 10-year deal like everybody else does, but they can't determine A, B, or C. They can't have any kind of fight in the game because, first and foremost, all these other parties have signed those deals. Sony has yet to sign. So if they don't sign and this thing closes, it's you get what you get and you don't get upset, right? They may still sign the deal, And that may still happen, but as of right now, they have no skin in the game. They have no market. They have no way of insisting on anything because all those regulatory bodies who used to go, well, there might be a concern in cloud. They're now going, in console. They're now going, console's not a problem anymore. And those were the two big hurdles, right? Now they're letting you know definitively that cloud is not part of that equation. So they've reframed the issue to where remedies will only be coming for cloud. But of course, we've already seen what Microsoft has done in that respect. So next week, you'll hear about what happens there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's go to the chat real quick. People say I'm messy. John Wolf just said the CMA finally saw Jim Ryan taking a piss standing after he was rolling in a wheelchair for a year. Then they say I'm messy. Okay, so Matt, what's your take on this first accept on the regulators approving this deal? Is it fair to say that console side is definitely done and approved, or are they just moving over to the cloud gaming side? And also to Keasante's point, can we now assume, is it fair to assume that by Microsoft preemptively giving everyone deals for cloud, as soon as the CMA gets into the cloud gaming section of this acquisition, it's just going to be like thumbs up for everything?
I mean, as far as the console side, it seems like they're all on board. Like, there's no real issues, or at least none that they're saying, because, I mean, they just said, hey, that's fine. The whole console aspect of this is totally fine. They said they were looking more into cloud. I would imagine that once they take into consideration all the deals that Microsoft is making with all these different cloud services, that has to matter for something. They're going to have to look at that and say, okay, well, they're actually making deals with people who are not only in cloud, but like direct competitors in cloud. Like GeForce Now is a direct competitor.
Oh, and real quick, by the way, the list of folks that people were talking about, where Boosteroid and all of that was going, hey, it's this and that. That was a list from the regulators themselves. So it wasn't like they went and found people to give deals to. They had a list of people that the regulators were worried would be foreclosed against. So Microsoft literally went down the line and went, okay, you get a deal, you get a deal. So by the time they go and look back at that list and go, oh, now let's talk about cloud, all of them will have deals. Please continue.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like once they see all those deals, whenever they dive into this whole cloud situation, I don't know how they would come to any conclusion other than, okay, we should definitely pass this. Because this addresses all of our concerns. Everything we were concerned about has now been addressed. 10-year deals for just about everybody. I mean, the only one who's, again, not in on this is Sony, and they can be. It's not like they're excluded from anything. They can totally be in on it. So I don't see why it wouldn't go through. Like, as soon as they start looking into it.
Okay, so follow up to this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a very technical side or not. Or any of you guys can jump in on this one. But the follow up now is like the common discussion in Twitter is, okay, so can now Microsoft go back and be like, yo, it's already been approved, so we now have to talk about terms and conditions when the deal's not the same as what we were offering before? Is that a reasonable?
No.
Can they do it? Technically, they can.
Yeah, but no.
They technically can. But remember, they don't want to just stop here, right? They don't want to stop here. And when even the FTC thought they had something, they thought they had a gotcha with Bethesda, they were like, "Hey, you said last time," and then they had to go check the tape, and they were like, "Nah, they didn't say that." So
Yeah.
I think that I've said this on a few occasions, and I think it's still apt here. Sony is the market leader for a reason. They've earned that market leader status. But there's only one company in this entire world that at any moment in time can claim they are more powerful than Microsoft. So it's safe to say that Microsoft is the business leader. And they don't make moves stupidly. So they'll still be very magnanimous. They'll still be very approachable because after they're done here, they got other fish to fry.
Yep. You don't want that
Okay,
negative attention.
sure. Just until they're number one. Anyway, Ham, what's your take on this one?
So I want you to get back to the specific question because I feel like this is went all over the place a little bit.
Oh, okay. The specific question is, right? The CMA, essentially in their first blurb here on the article, are saying the console side of the acquisition is fine. It can move forward, and the concern now is cloud gaming.
Mhm.
That's the implication. So the question to you is this implication correct? And second, is cloud gaming like a real issue? Will it be affected
Fair
considering
enough.
that the list that they presented, Microsoft's already signed up with everyone? Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I mean, they are divvying this up even amongst everybody from what it looks like. And I think that's completely fair. Whether Sony feels salty about it or not is really not negotiable. Really, this whole thing is to protect the gamers, not to protect Sony. Microsoft had to combat and show proof that we're actually outside helping out not just ourselves but other people within this specific situation that is like Call of Duty or maybe even some other games, possibly. We don't know. This has mostly been talked about Call of Duty though for the most part, and I 100% am behind. This is more. They're literally doing more than what a lot of people do when they get acquisitions and possibly keep something somewhere else. So I think this is completely fair. Now, on the terms of cloud gaming and whatnot, I mean, the CMA is just doing what they got to do. They dug deep with this whole. Obviously, what they're pretty much telling you is their complete focus was on Call of Duty and the consoles and stuff like that. Now they're just shifting the focus to the rest of it. And by them saying we'll have this out by April, I don't really think they're saying that they have a whole lot to look at. Or else they would have been like, we need a little bit more time. This is looking and hey, they could possibly say, hey, we actually do need some more time at some point. But to be able to say, by the end of April, that is literally 1 month away. They obviously were very concerned about the whole Call of Duty thing and a little less with the cloud thing. And with seeing the way that Microsoft's been moving, like Kei Asante and Matt just got done saying, with them, with Microsoft pretty much, not letting themselves get behind in this situation. They're, being very forward thinking with this. Let's get this deal done, and this deal done. So when they get, because we know that their focus right now is Call of Duty. So by the time they get to this cloud thing, what are they going to complain about? It's already done. So I'm cool with all of this. And I mean, maybe that sounds biased because I'm an Xbox guy or whatnot, but let's be real. Like, if the tables were turned, I don't see why I'd be able to complain. I don't see why I'd be able to complain about the other way either. Because it's like, I still got the access. And I'm not making any money in this situation. So
but the reason
all
why
I need to do is be able to play. So I don't see the problem.
All right, so Ham, you know that me specifically, I skew to. Okay, I try to stay in the middle, but I skew to one of the two sides. But the point, the reason why, like I want to differentiate.
Matt, calm down.
Whatever.
Is he of the hooved persuasion? He's of the hooved persuasion. Isn't he?
We know.
Okay.
Got a lot of horses and ponies down in Texas.
Well, let me finish, and then you're going to be doubting your statement. Ham, the big difference, right? The big difference here that the CMA is going to have to focus on, or I'm assuming has been focusing on, is that with PlayStation, it's just one platform, essentially. It's one platform. With Microsoft, it's the console, mobile, PC, it's TVs, it's everywhere. So they're not even on the same level. When we're talking about access, you're talking about you have access to both because you have a PlayStation. But when these regulators are looking at these things, right, they have to be honest with themselves. The average person does not have both of these consoles. The average person does not have the 3 consoles. The average person does not have the 3 consoles and a super powered PC. So when they look at the access meter, right? Sony is like at a 10%, Microsoft's like a 98%. We're talking about the access meter between when you compare the two. For being
but if
honest,
there's all,
that's what I wanted
they're
to
all
add to.
getting the same, what's the complaint about?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing.
And by the way, on the question of access, that's actually why this is a non-story, because with Sony, your barrier of entry is $500, whether you like it or you don't. With Xbox,
Yes.
your barrier of entry is $20, $10, depending on where you
15.
are. Maybe it's still $1. You know what I'm saying? They are changing the idea of what a platform is, because it's like Netflix. That's a platform, but you can access it through any means. Some people access it on their phone. Some people access it on other devices. They're trying to change your mindset from, oh, the platform is the piece of paper or the plastic, to the platform is however you get to it. And that's
that
why,
makes Sony
you know,
seethe.
If only PS5 had a browser.
well, that's the thing. The PS5
They
does
don't
have a
want that
browser.
for game. They
I
don't
was
want that for
so
Game Pass.
close. I was so close
Yeah.
to getting Game Pass running on it, and then they gimped the browser. It's
Yep.
so close. You can do it. Yes, you can. In the background, there is definitely
Yes,
a browser.
it's like
They just
you can taste it.
killed it.
You can smell it. It's right there.
I was so
Almost
close to
there.
getting it done, and then they gimped the whole thing. You know, yes, absolutely.
Jim Ryan hit
Yes.
the red button on that.
I'll be back in a
Yep.
few minutes, guys.
Oh, man. All right, Cozy Beluga.
Yes.
Tell us, do you agree with the rest of the panel that essentially the console side of this is over and done with, and we're going to focus just on cloud, and there's a good chance that because they've already struck deals with most of the people, most of the companies that the CMA themselves presented to Microsoft, then it's academic at this point.
Yes. I think the other thing about the cloud is, I think the only one they have a case for is, like, I guess, Stadia. May it rest in peace. But I don't see a lot of pushback for that. I think the big one was console, and then cloud, because cloud is a whole different, and as long as they're willing to put it in other places. But it would make sense, honestly, if you're trying to get, extract money from everyone. Why not put some of your stuff? You have your exclusives to your ecosystem, and then you have stuff that you just, like, use to milk people. Science.
Yep.
All right. Sante, you just made an awkward laughing emoji, but I'm actually curious about John Wolf's question. He asked, is it as complicated as running Game Pass on the Steam Deck?
It's not complicated running Game Pass on the Steam Deck, man. Calm down. He wants to run it natively. That's where your complication comes in.
Natively, yeah.
Yeah, that's where your complication comes in. It's not complicated. No, but to the point of cloud, like, I actually think, and maybe this may not happen, but I think that it's very interesting that Amazon announced their Luna service is now in the UK. They announced it literally like 2 days ago. Yeah. So I have a feeling that this is them going, hey, we have another deal, please, and you may see that happen very soon. Because
I think that would make sense.
Market.
That would actually help Amazon a lot too.
May I have some?
It would help both of them, because Amazon, them having Call of Duty available, and then would push their service, and then because they already have great cloud infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the only ones whose cloud infrastructure is better than Microsoft's. So there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I find this very ironic, because at the beginning of all this, and people are talking about, oh, why is Xbox showing like an inclination to open up completely? Remember when they destroyed, I think it was the Microsoft Store or something like that, and they were like, all our games are on PC right now. And then they said all our games that launch, all of our exclusive games that launch on Xbox will launch on PC day one. Everyone is just like, yo, this is a big L. What are they doing? and the so-called visionaries in gaming, people like K Mega, and then were like, "Yo, watch, just watch."
Mhm.
And now I think everyone is terrified at this whole idea of like cloud. This thing used to be a meme.
It's actually artificial
It's not
scarcity
funny
what they're
anymore.
doing.
It's a moneymaker.
When they were separating them, it was artificial scarcity. Like in a development process, the way they have mimicked like the process of development, making an Xbox game is hitting a button in your development environment. And now you're making for Xbox as well. Because everything is so linearly focused on PC. Because that's where games start. No matter where you're making it, you're starting on the PC platform. Right. And Microsoft made a very conscious effort to go, we're not going to make it any different from people who are building on PC to then make it an Xbox game. Right. So it's literally a button. And now it's also an Xbox game. So they're doing that to make it so that it's easy as hell to develop Xbox games.
But that's also how, you know, the idea of like, you know, having, you know, diversifying your portfolio and having things available, but having certain perks for certain, you know, because I started out when I was a PC gamer mostly, and that's where I started out. But I was like, whoa, like I bought Cuphead specifically on the Microsoft Store because I was like, wait a minute, so I can just log into an Xbox and play this there too? And I was like,
mind blown. Yes, absolutely.
My saves are right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Azure backed. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. That's what they did.
I think,
very smart.
Yeah, they were ahead of the game, and I think, and like, because I've been saying they've been playing like a long game, and like it's really interesting to see like these things come to fruition. Because I'm also a cloud gamer. I play like if it's available in the cloud, I'm not installing it. I just play it on the cloud.
There you go. And everybody that asks the question, who uses a browser? Who plays in the cloud? There you go. Right? I always say that. Some people, I'll never watch The Matrix without pulling out a Blu-ray. Doesn't mean some people won't just pop it on Netflix. It's convenient. You know, and options are options.
Convenience trumps all, dude. It trumps all. It's why electric cars won't take off until we have charging stations all over the place.
Everywhere, yeah.
Until then, no one's gonna take. It doesn't matter how cheap they get. If 300,000 cars have to queue in a line for like hours just to charge their cars, no one's gonna buy them. Yep. So yeah, convenience always wins. All right. So for the next one, we're not gonna do any like real order. We're just gonna go in. I'm gonna read, and then whoever wants to jump in, feel free. Welcome Stankmore and RG Viper, Sir X-Men. Welcome, bruv. Sour Blow also welcome. You guys got Captain Jacob Keys. I know. I swear, Sante looks like Jacob Keys from the Halo show. For real. Dude, we need to get you that suit. The military suit. You should cosplay as him. He'd probably sue you for, I don't know, image rights or something. That's how similar you all look. Anyway. Okay. Let's move on. It says, going back to the article, having considered, this is a quote from the CMA themselves. Having considered the additional evidence provided, we have now provisionally concluded that the merger will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in console gaming services because the cost to Microsoft of withholding Call of Duty from PlayStation would outweigh any gains from taking such action, says Martin Coleman, chair of the independent panel of experts conducting the CMA's investigation. Whoever wants to jump in, just knock yourselves out with this one.
Real quick, that's one thing that when I heard, I was like, that changes the equation a little bit compared to Bethesda, right? In Bethesda's case, it was make it exclusive. Don't make it exclusive. We don't care. It won't move the needle. That's literally what the CMA and the EU said. That's why when the FTC came after them, they had to actually have Microsoft's back and go, no, they didn't say that because they didn't care. It didn't matter. In this case, they went, it's not in their business interest to make it exclusive. So this means anyone that says that COD will one day be exclusive, heck no. It's going to continue to stay multi-plat forever because the minute they change that equation, they have now fallen afoul of what this regulator has said, right? They cannot make it exclusive. Now, Can they get wishy-washy and go, well, all the money's in Warzone, so now campaigns are exclusive? Maybe they can do that, but then they have to justify it, right? But to one day, 10 years or whatever years from now, say, oh, now it's completely exclusive, that will run afoul of that exact statement, and they will never do that. So this means like Call of Duty has now become Minecraft in all aspects. They kept saying it would be. Yeah, they kept saying it would be, but let me break it to you folks. The reason why Minecraft is open source to everybody is because there's a clause in the contract. They were forced to do that from jump. But now, because of this regulatory result, that's also how they have to treat Call of Duty as a franchise. How they break that up, maybe the next less magnanimous CEO leader who's not Phil might come and want to play hardball and go, okay, y'all all get Warzone now. Campaigns are not as lucrative, so those are mine. Maybe. But in some form or fashion, there will always be a Call of Duty multi-plat now because of that ruling.
Anybody else want to hop in on this one?
I would agree. I'd agree with that.
I don't know what we're talking about right now. I just got back. So
we're on to the next blurb from the CMA, where they essentially said, we're not worried about Call of Duty because Microsoft would lose too much money by taking Call of Duty from PlayStation, so they don't have the incentive, etc. So yeah.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds mighty similar to those 10 people that tried to sue.
Oh boy.
That failed.
How'd that work out
They
for
got
them?
dominated. They spent over $10,000 and got nothing. Got their case thrown out.
So you know how many games you can buy with $10,000?
How do you spend 10K? How are you that dumb? Oh,
that's so many games though.
The power of a fan. I mean, I could be mega rich, and if Sony's like, "Yo, we're buying Take-Two," I'm not gonna pay to stop that. I'm not gonna pay
again,
to
if you're mega rich, man, just buy their box and play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I just buy a console and play it. Exactly.
Man, yeah. How many Xboxes could have they bought instead of paying that lawyer? And
right.
Just, made sure that they had that.
They could have bought special person. A Game Pass subscription for the next and a souped up PC.
Cozy, you probably calculated how long that subscription would go for with $10,000. How long would that go for?
Cozy's like, that's curious. 3 PCs.
Indeed. Yeah. That's like what?
I mean, it depends.
4090s or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy like a lot of PCs, a lot of games, a lot of everything. You could have the ultimate PC, and you could have the ultimate PC, the Xbox, PSVR, all of that.
Mm-hmm. It takes a very special individual to literally spend $10K to go get dunked on and prove that you're a fanboy. Yeah. Like, it takes a special person. Like, what happened?
Or you could
about that.
Hey, Mike Tyson, you want $10,000 and just hit me right here.
Just punch me right here.
Was it 5 people who did it?
Oh, okay.
10.
Okay, so it was broken up into
10. Okay, no, so they all just wasted like $1,000. I'm guessing. Oof.
You could just pay someone to make better decisions for you. Probably.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
$1,000.
Give me $2,000, and I will help you out.
And the Series S, and you would have been good. Like, you could have bought both, and you'd be fine. Instead, you go out and get smacked in the face by the regulatory bodies. Fantastic. Yep. Well,
deserved. Honestly, that's deserved.
All right, but as I was saying, it just reminds me a lot of that. Because that case got completely thrown out. It just didn't work. They tried to say the exact same thing that Sony said, but they were actually in court. The difference, and I think that the people are getting a whole lot like misscrewed when they're like, "Well, how is this getting thrown out?" But Microsoft is going for something. It's because they're not in court. They're not actually in court yet. They are. Mm-hmm. On their way if they want to be, but they're not there yet. So they still have the ability to fight. And then plus also keep in mind that Sony is a multi-billion-dollar business. They're going to find things to make it drag and take longer than any 10 people possibly could. So they're going to make things a lot more excruciating than 10 random Americans that are salty about their favorite platform not getting something when they're actually getting it.
Imagine just thinking that I know, like, I'm better than Sony's. Sony's lawyers can't take care of this. I need to take care of it. I need to take care of it.
That's a very American thing to do, though.
It's insane.
Let us be honest. No.
I'm American, Loke. I would never in my wildest dreams think that. Ever.
Okay. Do you think that your mindset is part of the majority?
Dude, I would think so, yes. Because it's 10 people. It's just 10 people. It's 10 insane people.
And by the way, check Twitter. Fanboyism is like worldwide, man. There are people who would join that 10 people group. It just so happens that this was, it's I don't think it's regulated to only America. The fanboyism, it runs deep. I'm sure you'll find somebody in the UK that's ready to grab the pitchforks as well. I'm sure.
But for me, like I recently got roasted by Fritanga Plays this week. I think it gets to the point, and this is concerning for me, it gets to the point where you cannot make an opinion. You cannot share an opinion without being a fanboy for this side or that side. And I think that's concerning for discourse.
I agree.
Because we can't discuss anything. I post something saying, I don't know, man. It's not a good idea to say, oh yeah, they'll never make Call of Duty exclusive because they'll never eat those losses. But then you look at the side and Microsoft has eaten losses for many other things. Besides Game Pass, they've eaten a lot of losses because they had the vision for long-term gains and they had the money to sustain said losses.
Yep.
You say something like that, it's based in logic. You say something like that, this guy's a pony. And I'm like, you can't say
your
anything.
statement is right. Your assertion, your logical leap is correct. Now, the reason why I'm saying that'll never happen is because it's literally been put into print by a regulatory body. So now they have an incentive not to break that because it's been put in print by a regulatory body. Yes. But if that wasn't put in print, you are 100% correct. They could go, oh yeah, we don't see the reason in losing all that money. And then they go, how much are we losing again? Couch cushion money. Put that thing exclusive. It could easily happen. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But the same person will turn around and then criticize Sony for whatever the fuck. Oh, this guy's an expert. It disincentivizes people from having a open discussion about something. Because whatever you say against something or against a product, automatically you are now an extremist fan of the competing product. I'm sorry.
Shallow thinking.
We went down.
Shallow thinking. Don't worry. Just keep it moving. I hear that all the time, and it's just shallow thinking by people who can't see beyond themselves. It happens.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hate to see it.
Let's move on to the next. Also, quick side note. I did survive the chopping block on Alex's show. I didn't get featured as a pony on Alex's show, just on Fritanga's show. So I took a marginal L. It's not it's not the full L. It's like half an L. All right, moving on. Sony, one of the only opponents to Microsoft's deal, said in filings with the CMA last month that it was concerned about the proposed Activision acquisition and the future of Call of Duty. Sony said it's worried about It's worried that Microsoft could raise the price of Call of Duty, make it only available on its own Game Pass subscription service, and even strategically or incidentally degrade the quality and performance of Call of Duty on PlayStation. The CMA hasn't responded to these specific concerns yet, but the regulator clearly isn't concerned about Microsoft seeking to entirely withhold Call of Duty from PlayStation anymore. Fellas and lady, the free fall again. What are the odds of Microsoft doing what PlayStation said they could do after this deal closes?
Like,
Go ahead, Matt.
I would say absolutely no chance that happens, because they've said before. I mean, Microsoft's made it very clear they plan to keep complete parity across Call of Duty parity across PlayStation, PC, Xbox, wherever you want to play. It's going to be coming to Nintendo. You can do that somehow. So it's like, I don't see them intentionally ruining the PlayStation version, because first of all, that doesn't help make them money, because they want to make money, because that PlayStation version is going to make them money. So why would you do that? Why would you build a bad name for yourself on that platform? It doesn't help you. It makes you look bad also, and it kind of raises proves Sony's point of like, hey, look, they did this, but they're not going to do that. I don't see that being a thing they have to worry about, and that's why I think they haven't really acknowledged it. But yeah, I don't expect that to be an issue.
Let me put on my Xbox hat right now, because I'm about to argue with you right now.
Your pony hat or your Xbox hat?
When has Sony ever had a bad reaction from the community when they've done any one of the three that were mentioned? Like when a game comes out and it has like exclusive rights, marketing rights with Sony, and then it mysteriously runs better on the PS5. When Sony were the first, when Sony were the first company to put the to raise the prices of games, it did. From what I saw, there was no.
They weren't the first to raise the prices of games.
They were the first. They were like the first platform holder to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
They were the first platform holder.
Yeah.
So when they did all these three things, they were also the first to put their games on their subscription service. They were the first to put their exclusives on their subscription services. When they did all three things that they're accusing Microsoft would do, and this one's to you, Matt, did they get any negative blowback? And in my opinion, they didn't. So doesn't that kind of disprove the disincentivization of Microsoft from doing what Sony is doing or did? Clearly showing with past history that Sony did it and they got positive feedback from the community.
Sure, I agree with you on that. The reason I say Microsoft doesn't do that is because Microsoft, as big as they are, they're not exactly in the position that Sony's in. Sony can do these things and nobody bats an eye because they're the majority leader in the console market. Like, they can do that. They can make Final Fantasy VII exclusive all they want. It doesn't really matter because nobody's going to complain. Outside of like a few people you see on Twitter, you got the community on Xbox who really wants it, but it's like the majority of people aren't complaining about that. So it's like Microsoft's not in that position where it's like, yeah, they're a big company, but like if they make wrong moves, they get torched for it. Remember they tried to increase the price of Xbox Live Gold, and everybody torched them for it. They got torched, and they went right back on that. Like the next day, they're like, "Sorry, our bad." That's
I like how they tried to give us Gears 5 to shut us up, and it did not work.
Here's Gears 5, a game you've almost certainly already played, and you can have it for free. It's like, no, that's not going to work.
Avoided, or purposefully avoided,
or you just avoided it. Yeah. So I don't think they're just in different categories. They're doing different things. I think Microsoft can't get away with the things that PlayStation gets away with yet. Maybe one day, but not yet.
So, Loke, I have a different take on this whole thing.
Go ahead.
And it's not that they will or won't do it. It's that this is a bit of a canary in the coal mine. What Sony is alleging here. Because let me be as clear as I can be. When all things are working equally, the Series X is about 30% more powerful than the PS5.
Oh, here we go.
It is.
That is a true statement from a person who deals with technology all day. That is what it is.
I'm not saying you're lying.
Microsoft,
you don't have
except Microsoft has always had this foot and mouth disease where they do things to kind of ruin their own message, right? And first and foremost, the game, the next gen comes out, and they don't continue using the tried and true method. They change their development environment, so that requires relearning. There have been a lot of reasons why the parity has not shown up, right? And because of that, you've seen PlayStation actually succeed with a lesser performant box, right? This statement from them is basically when the moment, because there will be a moment where COD will start performing better than PlayStation will, right? There will be that moment because now you actually can incentivize these developers to actually spend the time you need to and use the mesh shaders that no one's ever used before, right? Use all the hardware that you've actually brought to bear on the system that nobody ever wants to use because you're not the market leader. So we can't expect people to go use that because there's not enough eyeballs on yours anyway. Now, Activision will have incentive to do that because your boss is telling you to. And when that happens, you will see the discrepancy grow. And to the untrained eye, they're sabotaging. That's what this is. That is what this is. They said content parity. They didn't say hardware parity, right? Meaning you can't expect that everything will run like 720p MUD because it's on the Switch too. Right?
Oh my god!
At some point, the untrained eye will go, "Why is it that this one runs so much better than the other?" And there's your complaint, your way of complaining. Look, they've ruined our version. When in fact, it's just they're using the other hardware to its fullest extent now. That's what I think this is.
That's something I didn't even think about that, but that is something that they could point at as being like, hey, there's a difference here, but really it's not. It's just that's the difference between the consoles. That's just the difference.
Right. Exactly.
I'd never thought of that.
They're now going to be allowing that to thrive and actually use it to its fullest capabilities. I've said this before. Same reason with the Series S. People call it, oh, it's a potato. Yeah. If you're gonna give it crap, give it crap for its real reason. Why is it that Microsoft used smart features thinking that everybody would just kind of lean on that rather than using the raw power that we've been using all this time, right? Don't say it's a potato because there are actually features that offset the memory lapse. There are features that offset a lot of stuff. Just nobody uses it. The minute you do, you'll start seeing this thing be powerful in more ways than you thought possible. And to the untrained eye, they made our version crappy. No, they're just using the hardware now.
Get them, Asante. Get them.
Get you knowing things.
Hashtag let
and
them know.
things.
Hashtag let them know. Exactly.
Seriously. That's what's happening here, right? So as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, they're starting this up. They're literally priming the pump for 6-8 a year from now when they go, oh, look, Digital Foundry will reluctantly go, oh, yeah, it looks like it's running better now. And now they have reason to go and complain.
Man, I didn't think about that. That's good.
Clip it. It'll come back. I'm telling you. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they're smarter than that, but I suspect that's what this is.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good week for PlayStation. Welcome, Uso Vinny.
And a great week for PlayStation.
Vinny, please follow the suggestion by TSWS Gaming. Your $20 voucher is still awaiting your pickup, sir. Get in touch with our Twitter. Lastly, we have a very long quote from Phil Spencer regarding Call of Duty on PlayStation. This is okay. Here goes. Native Call of Duty on PlayStation. Not linked to them having to carry Game Pass. Not streaming. If they want a streaming version of Call of Duty, we could do that as well. Just like we do on our own consoles. There's nothing behind my back. It is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 doing great on PlayStation 2 on PlayStation, doing great on Xbox. The next game, the next game, native on the platform, not having to subscribe on Game Pass. Sony does not have to take Game Pass on their platform to make that happen. There's nothing hidden. We want to continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation without any kind of weird, I figured out the gotcha. As Phil said, our intent. I understand some people's concerns on this, and I'm just trying to be as clear as I can be.
Very
Ladies
different
and
from
go ahead, cuz.
that was just very different from the Bethesda statement.
Yep. It's fun. It's funny now
Very
that they've
different.
got to talk to people like they're 6 years old now, because we're at that point now where they've got
What
to.
about Bethesda? They had a very clear statement about Bethesda too, but people are like, but
Yeah, it's like people don't listen, and I don't know how. I mean, if you're listening and you hear that, I don't know why you're still upset. I just don't know why.
Bethesda, because they lied.
Yeah, that's true. Because they lied, even though there's like multiple videos of Phil Spencer saying case by case. It's I don't know.
Not just case by case. Not just case by case. It was pretty clear for me, at least, that Bethesda was like, everything that's been released up until this deal was signed will forever be on PlayStation. But from here, moving forward, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Legacy?
Exactly, and anything has happened. Literally anything has happened.
I mean, they have since released games on PlayStation from Bethesda. They still have done that. They just haven't released what you want on there.
Yeah,
you know, they have released certain things.
What games though? Because from what I remember,
Deathloop, Ghostwire.
That was contractual obligations.
Maybe I got that wrong. Yes, maybe I got that wrong. But those games were well into their development cycle.
No, they were.
When the acquisition happened.
Sure. What about now I'm forgetting the MMO.
Elder Scrolls Online. They're getting that new,
they're still getting
new
stuff.
DLC.
Expansions. That's right.
Minecraft.
Legends. They have no reason to release it on there. They're still doing that. You know, it's just certain key ones that they will choose to keep back, and that's just, you know, it is what it is. You don't like it, you know what to do, right?
That's the case by case basis you referred to.
I just want to add a quick aside. I've never been a fan of Redfall, and a lot of people, every time I would say Midfall. Hold on, let me finish. Every time I would say Midfall, a lot of people were with me, like, yeah, for sure, Midfall.
No one was with you, Luke. You're just imagining stuff.
More highlights. Sure.
What people?
More highlights came out.
Is Stinkma. There's only one person.
No, I'm not talking about on the channel. I'm talking about on other.
Just people in his everyday life. Just people.
Let me
finish.
No.
To be fair, I've heard the words Midfall used besides Loke 7. So others have taken that moniker, but now those others are tears.
Yes, that's what I wanted to add. That's what I wanted to add.
Going to be good.
The same people that were like, "Oh, this is not going to be great. This is going to be mid." The same people are bitching about why aren't I getting Midfall? And I'm like, bro, what has changed? Like before
Closer
and now, what happened?
Reality is setting in.
That's real. That's literally it. Because it's the same people who, like, when Arcane released Deathloop and it was getting rave reviews, the same people were like, Deathloop looks like shit. I can't believe it's getting all these great reviews. And we don't need Arcane games. Bethesda games stink. We don't want them on PS5. Now Redfall gets their PS5 version canceled, and they're like, well, why is it not coming to PS5? Because it's not yours. It's not yours. That's why.
Years of Bethesda's behind them until now.
It's common sense. It's common sense.
Iman Rich, the swag lord, don't stop, dude. No need to chill. Let's read these comments. Redfield, Starfall, Starfail, Starfell. I mean, dude, it's funny. Dude, God. I'm hyped for Starfield. I disagree with anyone that thinks it's not going to be god tier gaming. It's going to be amazing. I'm sure of it. But funny is funny. Everyone knows that. I don't care.
And
funny
then you're still the same dude that's trying to coin the term Midfall, huh?
No. Starfield.
You let them know.
I have nothing to say about Starfield.
Yep.
I have nothing to say about Starfield.
But it's the same development house, different studio, same development house. Yes. But Starfield is god tier and the other one's Midfall.
Yes.
Even though Arcane's
Enix because they make Final Fantasy, everything else they make is we cannot criticize. We can't put it next to each other and be like, "Yo, this one's amazing. This one's mid."
Hold on, look. With that point,
what?
It's not like Arcane is. It's not like, okay, Bethesda's making Starfield, and then Arcane's over here making just a bunch of shit. Arcane's never made a bad game.
They've never made a bad game. Like,
they've never made a bad game ever. It's not happened.
They don't make bad games.
You know what? I'm not going to argue that one.
Actually, believe it or not, Bethesda can coin the term of making a few stinkers, whereas Arcane has never made a bad game. So one is mid-fall, and Starfield is god tier, huh?
Yes. Bethesda, for me, only made one misstep. They only made one misstep.
And where's Arcane's misstep?
Arcane has less than one. They've got 0.
Exactly. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat.
Okay.
Oh my god! I swear, I feel like I should pay you guys and everyone in the chat. It's too much fun. Seriously, my cheeks are sore. Johnny Wolf says it's because they limit. Whatever.
Whoa.
Dude, that's not where I was going with it. It's because I'm smiling. Why are you going there, Ham? Why? Cleanse my mind, brother.
I just realized
Dude, it's sore because I'm smiling. Oh my god. Cleanse thy mind. Cleanse thy mind.
Got him in a good mood.
In the name of wow. John Wolf says it's because they limit themselves to one platform that does not provide multiplayer games. Iman says, jokes aside, I hope Starfield is good. I'll play it for sure. Dude, everyone's going to play it. Even people that say they hate it, they're going to play it, and then they'll pretend like they didn't play it. All right, so I think we're done with...
it was trash.
With what?
They're gonna pretend you play a game just so you can be like, I hated it, and it's like, but you have like 500 hours in this game. Yeah, but
I had to test it. I had to test it properly. Looking for bugs.
Platinum. Figure it out.
Cozy, your problem is that you operate with common sense. If someone doesn't like a game, right, they won't have more than 10 hours in it. That's common sense behavior. But with these people,
if like a game, it's done after like an hour, maybe. And an hour is generous for me. People are like, oh, you didn't put. Oh, yeah. No, you have to wait. People will be like, oh no, it gets really good in 5 hours, and I'm like, no, I'm not wasting 5 hours of unenjoyment on a game.
I love Days Gone, but I know the thing that people say with Days Gone to people who don't like it is like, just get like 30 hours in. About 30 hours in, it's like, no, that's not That's not how you sell a game.
I'm done with the game at that point. I'm done with any game.
Dude, people online said this. People online, whenever the reviews came out for Days Gone, or like a month or so after, like people were like, I don't like this game, and you had these fanboys. We'll say fanboys. Were like, you got to give it at least 30 hours. It's like, no. What's that?
Knuckle Draggers.
Mm-hmm. And it's like no one's giving a game 30 hours if they don't like it. I give it about an hour tops, and if I don't like it, then I'm out. I'm done.
Dude, 30 hours is the time to finish a game.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The hell are you talking about?
It's like saying, hey, you know that TV show you like so much? It's great. Just wait till season 8. Like, come on now. Yep. It's too late at that point. What are we doing?
And Days Gone is only about 40 hours, maybe 35. So
Could you imagine watching 29 hour-long episodes of a show just to get to the good part?
The good stuff. Get to the good stuff. It picks up in season 4. Me. Come on.
Not me.
What are we doing?
No. This is good. John Wolf coming in with
West, though. I did do that.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew
I did. That's the one example I have where I stuck with it. That and Infamous 1. I stuck with Infamous 1 and Horizon Forbidden West.
I like Infamous.
I still get flamed for not finishing Horizon.
So I only played the first Horizon, but I actually gave that game a lot longer than normal. I played it for like an hour and a half.
Why? Was it the red hair?
It was just a very pretty looking game.
Yeah. Yep. Part 2 has the best looking black people I have ever seen in any game ever.
They did nail that. They did nail that. The hair
Like
in
that
that
is the
game is really
benchmark
good.
of black people, like ever. There's no game that does it better. Like seriously. And I'm 170 hours in, by the way, on that game. So there you go.
All
Mm.
right.
That's a lot
All
of
right.
time.
That's too many
I'm
hours.
going to actually finish both of them when they find the time because of Lance Reddick.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah, just
so
others.
Iman says, Iman says it gets deleted and uninstalled. I give games a fair shot. I give it like 2 or 3 hours at least, hopefully. Yes, John Wolf coming in with the salt. This guy on fire today. He says, beat the game, give it a chance, LOL. Infinite Umbra says, I watched all 8 seasons of the show to fairly judge it. It was trash. Guys, trash.
Seriously, all
you
8
can smell the
seasons?
trash. Bro,
Goodness
Damn.
gracious.
that's wild. That's wild. Viper says I only give. Oh, welcome Viper. Welcome. RG Viper says I only give a game 15 minutes before I decide. Okay, that's too much. It's too little. Sorry, 15 minutes. Come on. That's the intro cutscene for Metal Gear Solid. You haven't even started.
No, he said
goodness.
he
You know,
said look, he said game.
skippable.
Loke,
He said
Loke,
game.
Loke
Which Metal
considers
Gear
it
Solid are you
gameplay.
talking about?
Loke considers
Yeah.
Which-
cutscenes gameplay.
By the way,
Yeah.
which Metal Gear Solid? If it's Metal Gear Vengeance, I think it was that was a 2-hour cutscene before you even started
No,
the
no, no.
gameplay. I don't know about that one. Which one? The one on PS3. Metal Gear 5.
First
That was
off-
a 2-hour cutscene before the
It's
game even started.
Revengeance. It's Revengeance. Not
It's Revengeance.
Vengeance.
Forgive me. Ooh,
Yes.
forgive me, sir.
I need
With
to
the
play
2-hour
Revengeance.
cutscene.
Do it. And then make sure you cut the watermelons at the market. Till today, it's amazing to watch. People don't do that.
Watermelon.
Eman, the Rick Swag Lord.
Worth the whole game.
Man,
Cutting one.
fantastic. Price of
That feels
admission.
kind of racist.
You know what? Oh God, Cozy, why'd you take it there? All right.
Kojima
You know what?
racist? Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Mind blown.
He touched Loke all the way in Africa.
Oh no.
okay.
Your cheeks are still
that was
We're
hurting,
just
right?
gonna move on to the next.
Your cheeks
Oh,
are still
stop
hurting.
We are going
Sorry.
Matt is helping me to relax them. Max is helping me to relax them. Yeah, not much smiling the last 5 minutes. All right, let's move on to the next one. Jesus,
Mhm.
Mr. Johnny Dog, stop laughing. This is not funny. All right, no one make fun of Kojima. No one make fun of Kojima. All right, Kojima-san.
fantastic.
Sorry, it's Kojima-san.
Mhm.
The next topic. Redfall was originally planned for PS5. This is from the almighty IGN. Ham Solo, this is the one and only reference to IGN I will make today.
Yeah,
Relax.
shut your mouth.
All the rest of the articles are from other places, all right? But let's
Mhm.
give the almighty IGN just one article, please. So during our Redfall preview session, IGN had a Redfall preview session. We had the opportunity to chat with the game's creative director, Harvey Smith. Talk about a generic name. Nothing against Harvey, but Jesus. Harvey Smith told
What
us
the
that
hell?
one of the notable consequences was the immediate cancellation of the PS5 version of the game. We were bought by Microsoft, and it was a change with the capital C. They came in and said no PS5. We're focusing on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. It's not a big deal. It's even a good decision, I think. It allows us to support Game Pass and have one less platform to worry about, one less complexity. I'm going to go to the developer among us, Cozy Beluga. What's your take on Redfall being confirmed that it was being developed for PS5 and then pulled?
So it absolutely is always going to be easier to develop for less platforms. So it was not but it was one of those things where it's yes, it was in the process, and if they hadn't been bought by Microsoft, we would have gotten, and they were still out there, we would have gotten Redfall for PS5. But that's not the way the cards played out. Such is life. And it's for the devs, that's actually can be a good thing, as they express, where they get to put all of their work into specific platforms and just and onto the Xbox, PC, and then make sure they get it polished and yeah.
You know, for years to pile on top of that, for years people have said Xbox has the tools. They're always talking about the tools, but no one's using the tools. Well, you know what? They got Bethesda now. They're working on getting Activision. They previously got Obsidian, Playground, Ninja
Theory.
Ninja Theory. I'm thinking of Psychonauts. I'm forgetting the
Double Fine.
Double Fine.
Yeah, they got all these studios now, and so it's just like, yo, they got some tools to work with, and we're finally going to be able to see those things get put out. Those things aren't going to be buzzwords anymore. Remember when the Series X first came out and everyone's like, smart delivery is just a buzzword, and then the PS5's yo, you got a thumb drive, and it wasn't a buzzword anymore. Quick resume was a buzzword, and PlayStation 5 said, yo, we got Switcher. It wasn't.
The fact that Quick Resume works, the fact that you can unplug your console, take it halfway across the country, and plug it in like 20 days later, and your Quick Resume's like, oh, here's where you left off, is insanely impressive.
It is. It's honestly, with my ADHD, it's probably the thing I use most on that console. I'm switching between 6 games at like all times. So, it's a lifesaver.
Have you tried finishing games?
I did.
Instead of looking them.
There's very rarely a game comes along where I just play through it start to finish and I play nothing else. That's very rare for me.
You were going to say pound.
Power. I was gonna say power. But I mean,
know
hey,
you're in a
your
Kojima like that. But please.
So
hey, leave Kojima out of this.
Open the can of worms that can't be closed, and now Loki is the nastiest brother on the panel now.
Luke's mind's just going all sorts of weird places.
Is Cheeks from Kojima?
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's go to the chat real quick to cleanse the show. RG Viper says, however, he needed to keep his mouth shut. No one asked him to volunteer that information. RG Viper, Xbox is not the mafia, dude. Keep his mouth shut? What's that about? Dorian Gray says, sucks to suck. Arcane was bought, that's it. There was a PS3 version of Gears of War, never happened. There was a Mac version of Halo, never happened. Damn, Dorian Gray's going all the way back.
Yeah,
no contract, no deal. 100%. Okay.
No contract, no deal. Hey, Dorian coming out strong. No contract, no deal. That's a picket sign right there.
Yeah, for me, this is filing under just duh. Like, this is just duh. I mean, what do you expect? Obviously.
I watched Matt Light Game's video earlier of him kind of doing his Arcane fanboy rant, and it was very on par of what of what people should be thinking. Just, what I mean, it's common sense, as you said throughout most of that review or whatever you want to call it, thoughts from what was being said. And I just think a lot of it is common sense, and it's insane. Like you said earlier, like Kay Asante's kind of alluded to, what Loke is kind of, talking about. It's just basic knowledge to think, they bought that. They want to keep it to themselves. That's nuts.
It's
what about guys? What about the idea? What about the idea that people are saying, like, and I've heard this online where people go, it's not that we're upset that they bought it and they want to keep it to themselves. It's the fact that 1 minute Microsoft says they want more gamers to play everywhere, and then the next minute they take this away from me. What do you think about that?
I think a Series console. Guess what? I'm still playing this game.
Yeah, I think you can play it. You can play it literally anywhere. I mean, your TV, your phone, your Xbox console, your PC. You can play it anywhere. So
thank you for giving me logical answers to a logical question. It seems very lost on a lot of people, right? And secondly, that game was never announced for the console. It was never. How are they taking something away from you that was never announced to come out? I mean, if you want to talk about it, let's get messy. Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced. Never came
Mr.
to
Jenna
Xbox.
Dark actually said
Stellar
that.
Blade.
Yep.
Stellar Blade
Stellar
was
Blade.
announced. And now it's Stellar exclusive yams, right?
You can
Stellar
literally
Chiefs.
say Stellar
Stellar
Blade
Chiefs, baby.
going to Xbox on Google, and Google will literally give you a paragraph of what happened.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Yep. So there you go. So to me, it's ridiculous. People are just picking. They're in the stages of grief, clearly, and this is the anger stage. It's not going to change much, you know. So those of us who, and let me be clear, I think that Microsoft deserves smoke when it's deserved. In this instance,
Absolutely.
it's just BS. It's just absolute BS being peddled, right? And people who don't, the minute that the thing flips on the other side, oh, it's how dare you not give me the thing that I deserve because I have bought the thing that is considered gaming, right? Whereas in previous generations, people lose access to stuff all the time. You know, you buy it, it's now exclusive, and there you go, right? Sunset Overdrive can be played as a locomotion system in Spider-Man. Go enjoy that on the PS5 or PS4. That's just the way it is. But the minute that happens to you, it's like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, please, it's just ridiculous.
And if we're talking about disingenuous arguments, let's talk about the people that come out and talk about, I just want them to be better. And then they get better. You're like, this ain't Matrix, dude. They don't get to react the way you want them to react. Oh, actually, Matrix is the best analogy. Mr. Smith beats Neo, kills him with a gun. Neo has no obligation, right? When he revives, he has no obligation to get up and fight him hand to hand, and only with guns. What does he do? Freaking gets into his body and obliterates his code. Tough, guys. Tough. You guys had an action. Sorry. You guys had an action.
Like a 25-year spoiler.
Damn it!
I acknowledged it too. That was
I was just gonna watch The Matrix tonight, Lo.
Oh, you ruined it, man. You ruined it.
Now I can't enjoy it.
Point is, PlayStation has had an action. They've been acting for years. Xbox now has their reaction. That's all.
They've been doing the best they can with what they had for years, right? It's like saying, well, I'm going into the ring with Mike Tyson, but because it's Mike Tyson, he only gets to use one arm and one leg. Yeah, right. He gets to use whatever's available to him, just like you use whatever's available to you. And if you don't think you can beat him using both his legs and his arms, don't get in the ring with him. It's that simple. Yep. Like, that's it. But that's where the fanboys seem to have a problem. Oh, compete, but only the way that Sony's able to compete too.
What?
Okay. Yeah. What world do we live in? That's a normal thing, you know.
Mr. Jonah Dark brings up something, and I'm curious about this one. I am not aware of it. Keasante, Ham Solo, Mad Likes Games, Cozy Beluga, please confirm if you guys are aware of this or if it's true or not. Mm-hmm. He says there was a version for Final Fantasy VII on the N64, and then it went exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh, I don't know about that. I know nothing about that.
I would not be surprised. I have an authority to know that Mr. Joanna Dark tends to know what he's talking about, so I'll look it up. Yes. But I'm sure he's not joking.
That's why I had to stop the whole show. Like, yo, what? Metal Gear as well? Okay, I have some homework. There you go. Yep. John Wolf said, okay, RG Viper says it's true. All right. John Wolf says, can anyone guess
first thing you type in, it shows it right there to you. Yes, there was definitely an N64 version that became exclusive to PlayStation. Absolutely.
Oh, damn.
Dang.
Dang.
Yikes.
Generations worth of movement.
Now I guess you want to know why Microsoft asked for years of documents but only got to 2019. They want them years and years of dead bodies.
I don't need that information. You know? I don't need information because I knew Sony was doing this stuff years ago because I watched that documentary where they were explicit, dude. When they said we came in, we had no leverage. What we did was we took a wad of cash because we had more money than Nintendo and all these guys because of our TVs and headphones, Walkmans and all that stuff. And we took
Them Trinitrons will sell at everything, you know. Yes.
Yeah, the flat screen before the flat screen, right?
Yes, the ones that you have to get like a crane to carry the damn thing. It was so huge.
The front was flat, but the back, forget about it.
That back was
Yes,
that
yes.
ass was fat.
It was Stella
Yeah.
Blade, if you will.
Yep.
Stella Blade.
That
That's
would
right.
put that
Ooh, that was the whole
that would
project.
put like Nicki Minaj to shame. That would put Nicki Minaj to shame. That's how big that
Oh
was.
boy.
So
Damn.
when I watched that documentary, every time, and I mean every time, I see someone talk about, and I'm just like, bro, do people just come on here, no research, nothing, just wing it, bro? Okay, cool.
So
Finally,
unfortunately,
Square
I
Enix
have
specifically
like
wanted-
maybe 8 minutes, and then I have to go. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right,
ladies.
cool. No, don't apologize. It's literally my fault.
You hate us. It's official.
RG Viper says Square Enix specifically wanted CD and not cartridge. Dorian Gray says, let's not talk about how Sony literally bought developers, yes, and shut down studios to keep content from Sega. Dude, suffocated Sega. All right. Mr. Kiasante, the last topic that I'm sure you're going to enjoy dissecting with us. Senuas Saga Unreal Engine tech demo. Everyone saw it. Discuss, people. Discuss. Was this groundbreaking or was it just whatever? It's just facial animations. It
Can
represents
Infinite
nothing.
Number
It's
leave
just
the
graphic.
room for a little bit? Because every time I say anything good about Unreal Engine, Infinite Number grows a little bit. Now I don't want to be too big. You know?
Is he a Unreal shill?
He's an Unreal stan.
Yes.
I swear he gets paid. But no. They are doing things that others are not following along with. They're leaving the competitors in the dust, right? And in this instance, they definitely showed exactly why they're becoming the engine. Now, he and I have debated on a few occasions where I agree with him by and large that engine is magnificent and it gets better all the time. But my issue with it is, you know, you don't want one overarching engine that dominates everything because
Yes.
that makes Epic too powerful, right? And it's like Spotify. When you are too deep in that Spotify universe, you think that's all where music lives, and there's a lot of music outside Spotify, right? You just don't know that
Is
because
there?
you just live in that world. Exactly. You see?
I just paid like $7, and then I'm like, that's
then
it.
you have all the music. But no, there is music outside of Spotify, but you just wouldn't know it because you live in that world. And I don't want us to get to
Lies!
that world where
Lies!
Unreal becomes just the engine, because then Epic can control too much, right? You want some diversification in that market. But no, by and large, I would say that it's doing a lot of great things, and that demo really showed you what they're up to, right? Because I'm the guy who likes to caveat the good with the bad. I will note that everything they showed you was running on a 4090, right? All of their technology is pushing like raw power. They're not using what your consoles can do, right? They're just not, right? Lumen and Nanite
Wait, so
and
this
all of
won't
that.
be on console?
Oh no, it will be, and it will be scaled to console capabilities, but
It won't look
they
like
are
that
not
then.
using exactly. It won't look as high, ridiculous. Because if you saw that Senua demo, like, it is the most realistic thing you've ever seen. You can't see the transition between human and digital. You can't, right?
Yeah.
And that's because they were crunching it at the highest fidelity possible, right? And your hardware, whether it be a PS5 or a Series console, uses, like Xbox uses DirectX for everything. And most of the DirectX features, they are, what do you call it? Epic is now talking about incorporating all of that. So at some point, you'll see some more parity. But on the PlayStation side, they're using Linux variants. They're using Vulkan. They're using different variants that don't comport with what's happening here. So what happens is they tend to cheapen the effect to make it work. Hence optimization, right? They call it optimization. But what they do is, oh, this used to be at the highest fidelity possible. Well, where the eye isn't looking, we drop the resolution down. So it saves us resources there. They just do things like that. So, you know, as much as great as they are, if you want to see that fidelity in its highest capability, you better throw your consoles and your video card out the door and get yourself a 4090, because that's the only way you'll see this thing shine as
forget
brightly
that.
as you saw it on the screen.
Forget
right?
that. I am a console pleb forever.
But let's be clear, this is a 5.2 experiment so far. It's not full release. They barely have Unreal Engine 5 0.0 games out. 1 or 2 are out right now. So by the time it gets to the consumer's hands, a lot of optimization has been done. They're already talking about incorporating a lot of APIs into the existing frameworks. So we will see it get more approachable. But for now, I would ask you to caution yourself when you see her face and go, "That's how it'll look on my Series X."
That's what I
Possibly,
thought.
sure, but when you get in close, you will start seeing pixelation because there needs to be some drawbacks because the consoles can't do that. Like I was talking to Mr. Joanna Dark, he's like, if you expect that fidelity from like your $500 console of choice when they used a $2,000 GPU, just the GPU, a $2,000 GPU to show that off, then you got a problem. You know, that I call that Honda Civic problems. Y'all over here driving Honda Civics expecting Tesla features. I'm sorry. That's literally what's happening.
You're going for our pockets now.
No, but that's what it is. You get what you pay for. And if you're not paying $2,000 for your GPU, don't expect $2,000 fidelity. It is what it is. But yes,
all right, let's
it looked amazing, and it will be amazing. I'm wholeheartedly excited to see what the gameplay and all that is when they show it.
Yeah, let's go to the chat before we sign out, K. Asante.
Sure.
Yeah. Mr. Jonah Dark and John Wolfham, I need you to get them out the chat because this is not called for.
Live in the chat, brothers.
Jonah Dark says. Mr. Jonah Dark says, John Wolf going to store the PS5 version of Redfall, LOL. John Wolf says, I think Starfield will fit there also.
No,
Mr. Jonah Dark then responds, says, Jonah Dark responds, says, that too, and Elder Scrolls 6. I guess the point here is Xbox has games. We are aware of this now.
Seems like it.
All right, Mr. K. Asante, please plug your stuff. Tell us what you're up to, where you're going to be. Also, next week, I will get you on time. I promise.
And are we gonna be changing our schedule at all?
Just for him, yes.
Oh, I appreciate
We're going to
so you
start 1
should
hour
probably
early.
announce that right now, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Actually,
I promise we'll have the show earlier so I can stay for the whole time. I'm sorry. I have to take my leave. But no, thank you, lady and gentlemen, for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always fun being here chatting it up with you guys. I haven't really put it out there, but we won't have a show this week on the Gaming Circle because life happens, and of course then the crazy news gods happen, and we're just like, dang it, we wish we could have a show. We will not have a show this week. So this Saturday, I suggest you find your Saturday shows. And I'm a fan of Living Split Screen. So I'd say go to them and go check them out. I'm sure that they'll have some really great conversations. But you will be able to see me on Gaz's show, Game On Daily. We'll go live. I'll be on there with some hooved brothers. So we will have a nice conversation.
You got a rock solid brother you're gonna be with.
Oh boy, it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. But no, obviously this
bring tissues.
I'm gonna bring popcorn. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring popcorn. Just sit back and just go like this. You know, it should be fun. So TKO Asante, Xbox, PlayStation, Twitter, all those places you want to find me. You know, you follow me, I follow you back. Having a lot of great conversation with the community in the DMs and whatnot. People asking me Steam Deck stuff. People asking me how to get into podcasting. I'm there for it. You know, you reach out to me. I'll help you anywhere I can. But I do appreciate being on the show, and I must take my leave. But I will be back next week. Thank you very much.
Before you go, Mr. Jared Duck says I will make a show called Not the Gaming Circle podcast to fill. Viper says, send them unicorns to the stables. With that,
exactly.
Okay,
have a good one.
Till next
See
week.
ya.
Later, folks.
Oh my goodness. All right. Moving on. And we're tight on time.
We are.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 release date was leaked by Venom voice actor. So sci-fi and horror star Tony Todd has seemingly leaked. We just fell off? Okay. Tony Todd has seemingly leaked the Marvel Spider-Man 2 release date while talking up his role as Venom in the upcoming game. Responding to a fan saying that Spider-Man 2 can't come quick enough, Todd says, looks like September, massive publicity coming in August, commercials start dropping in August, so I'm told, hold on to your breath, gonna be necessary. Officially, the devs had only ever committed to a vague fall 2023 release window for Spider-Man 2. Anyone here psyched for Spider-Man 2?
I'm pretty hyped for it.
I'm gonna beat it before I beat Starfield. I'll tell you that much. You know why? You know why? Because it's gonna be short. It's not gonna be a long game. It's not gonna last nearly as long as Starfield. When I start Starfield, if I started Starfield before I started Spider-Man, I might not see it till the end of the year.
To see, I'm hoping I beat Spider-Man before I beat Starfield. My problem is like those two games in September, man. If I start Starfield, which I'm going to do the day it comes out, the minute it's out, I'm going to start Starfield. Yes. So
work for it.
I don't know, man. If Starfield's as good as I think it's gonna be, I'll boot up Spider-Man just because obviously it's Spider-Man. I want to see it. I want to play it, but I don't know how quickly I'm going to beat that.
Say it, man. Oh,
I don't know how quickly I'm going to beat that. If Starfield's as good as I think it's going to be.
Keep it real, bro. Spider-Man was only going to take a couple days.
Exactly.
Starfield's going to take a long time. That's why I'm saying, yeah, sure. Once Starfield drops, I'll play it for like an hour or two just to see what it looks like, get a feel for the game and whatnot, but I gotta get Spider-Man out of the way. And this is assuming they both dropped on the same day. Okay. But I'm hoping Spider-Man drops like a week or two before Starfield, just so I can play it, finish it once, and I'll probably replay it again later, but I want to because I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales like 3 times, and I'm like on my 4th right now here on the Steam Deck. But yeah, once I get into Starfield and I really get into it, I don't see myself turning on my PS5 to run and go play that. I need to beat Spider-Man first. It's like a mission for me.
You have to do it.
Cool. Nothing. I'm not playing Spider-Man. I have no interest in Spider-Man.
Let's go.
Wow.
What a great way.
I don't care about the character, so why would I play the game?
I'd say Peter Parker's kind of a dud, but Miles Morales is dope.
I don't care about the character. That's the problem. I don't care about Spider-Man. It's like if you were like play a game about someone I absolutely don't care about, then I can't like the game.
It's a fair point. Hashtag let him know.
Okay, so Matt, why do you prefer Miles Morales to Spider-Man?
Okay, well, first of all, Miles Morales.
He's got the swag of a young black teen.
That's exactly it. No, I'm kidding. But
wow, perfect.
But I just think Miles Morales is a better.
I'm gonna say I'm missing.
He's a more interesting character than Peter Parker. Peter Parker's just kind of like. He's just kind of a dud. Like, his life's always in shambles, and it's kind of depressing. Like, Peter Parker, he's gonna get evicted. Like, his aunt's sick. I'm like, dude, this is sad stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but that's really sad. I'm sorry for you and everything, but I just want to be a character who's fun and is having fun. Yeah, Miles Morales is like, shit happens, but it's like, he's just a kid having fun, and it's fun. And he's got all these cool powers on top of that. So, I mean, Miles Morales easy.
Okay. Mr. Janet Dark, just to finish my point there, with Sony, Sony respects their source material. That's why when they made the most recent Spider-Man, they made boatloads of cash because the story that they put in front of people was laced with just love for what they were making. All right, the other superhero stuff, it's really not. To your question, I have not seen Ant-Man. I will not see Ant-Man. I'm going to see John Wick tomorrow. I can't wait to see that. Dorian Gray says I'm all in on Starfield, and the mods will be spectacular for sure.
Oh yeah.
Finally, someone who gets me. I do not give half a crap about Spider-Man. Damn, not even half.
Let him know.
Infinite Umbra says same for me. Ham Spider-Man will be relatively quick compared to how long Starfield will take. Okay, so this is the moment where I lose my PlayStation fanboy card to the
That's
Starfield
impossible,
versus Spider-Man conversation.
It was just issue
Guys,
yourself another one.
I'm getting
Because you're like the leader of that anyway, so you just give yourself another one. It's not a big deal.
Matt, let me finish. Would you
Get
let? Oh God. My point is, I am going to get both games day one, but I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna cap, guys. If they come out in the same week, if Starfield comes out even a day before Spider-Man, if they come out on the same day, I won't even have time to download Spider-Man.
That's kind of how I feel. That's why I'm hoping it's before Starfield.
I'm going to play the crap out of Starfield way before I give Spider-Man a proper go campaign.
I think that's
I'm just
crazy.
being 100% on. I'm serious.
I think that's
I'm with you.
crazy
I'm with you.
though. I think
I'm
that's
with
crazy
Ham,
though,
I
because
want great. I don't want
why
good.
wouldn't you want to play Spider-Man first to get it knocked out? Because you know everyone's
Because
going to be
he's
posting,
doing
talking
games
about it,
like-
and all this
Ham
stuff.
Solo.
Because-
He's not
Did you
viewing it like
forget?
that, like getting it knocked out of the way.
It's fun.
Yeah, you have to look at how certain people consume games. Me personally, when I met you, I was my max was like 3 games at the same time. Now a whole lot of stuff has happened in the background professionally for me, and it's realistic. It's only realistic for me to play one game at a time. That's why when I'm reviewing games for whatever outlet, I have to put on pause whatever game I'm playing at the moment. So right now I'm playing Cyberpunk. So
Let's
when
fucking
Starfield
go.
comes out, yeah. So when if Spider-Man comes out like 2 days before Starfield, I'll play it for those 2 days. If it comes out a week, I'll play it for that week. I don't care how far I am in the story for Spider-Man. The day Starfield launches, bro, you're like Westbrook in the fourth quarter. Sit your ass down at the end of the bench. I will talk to you when I'm done here. That's how I feel about Spider-Man.
I agree with that. That's again like I agree with Ham.
So again, I don't know if I still have my card, my PlayStation card. I don't know.
You just give yourself
ahead,
another
man.
one, like I said. But yeah, I agree with Ham.
Yeah,
like
he's
I hope
lost
it
it.
comes out. I hope it comes out before Starfield. Because if it doesn't come out before Starfield, I might not get to that game before the end of the year. Like
See, the
I'll play
problem
it.
is it's the beginning of September when Starfield comes out. So
Yeah.
I highly expect Starfield to probably come out before Spider-Man.
And that's totally fine. And listen, I'm happy either way because I'm playing Starfield. I don't care.
That's a fact.
Like, but like,
I'm just like, damn.
but like, I would like to beat Spider-Man, but Spider-Man, it's not. I'll get it day one. I'm excited, but it's not my priority for this year. My priority for this year is literally Starfield. That is it. Everything comes after that.
That's the game, guys. I'm sorry.
Yep.
If it triggers you, if it hurts your feelings, that's the game. Sorry. All right, we're done with the news. Game predictions. Next week there's a game coming out next week that if I had a powerful PC, I would definitely get it. I'm hyped for anyone that has a PC that can play this.
What's this?
Crime Boss
Tunic.
Rocky City comes out March 24th.
You
Settle
don't need a
down.
powerful PC for that, do you?
March 24th. Cozy, what's the score for Crime Boss Rocky City?
81.
81. Okay. Ham Solo, Crime Boss.
77.
Yeah, not gonna be great. Matt likes games.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go low with this one. I'm going 68.
Ooh.
With all those celebs.
The thing is, the
Damn.
celebs, the celebs.
That's the problem.
That is exactly the problem. The fact that it's like, hey, the whole
Trying to
selling
sell
point of
you
this
on
game
celebs.
is exactly like here's a game. It might be fun. It might not be fun, but there's a bunch of celebrities in it, so
You see Mr.
spend
Joanna
your
Dark?
money.
Sorry, I'm still
Dude,
putting.
I'm with Joanna Dark on this. I'm
You
with
said
Mr. Joanna Dark
59.
on this. Like that's kind of where
Oh
I'm at.
God!
It'll probably get like a 73.
Wait, hold on.
But
Yobi says
I stand by what I
85.
said.
Joanna
Yeah.
Dark, I'm putting you down for that 59, bro. Oh.
Can I make mine like a
Okay.
65 or a 68 locked in?
Dude, we already spoke about this. Your first score
Okay.
is the score.
Well, then it's 68. I just don't think it's going to score 60.
You should have.
Joanna Dark says 59.
I feel like 73 is
Lord
on par
above.
for it, but
Damn. Okay. Sir
I'm gonna
X-Men
go to
says, "Can I
Metacritic
play
and give it
Starfield
100
on
for Chuck
PlayStation?"
Norris.
Sir X-Men says, "Can I play Starfield on PlayStation?" No, you cannot.
All you got to do is
alright.
believe. If you believe really hard, then yes, you can.
Yeah, and make sure you pray to Jim.
Yep.
We'll sort it out. The next game is The Last of Us Part 1 Remake. Is coming to
Oh.
PC on March 28th. Cozy, what's the score?
90.
Sorry?
94.
You're trolling at this point. Ham Solo, what's the score for The Last of Us Part 1 Remake?
Oh, on PC?
Yes.
88.
Damn. Why are you guys giving you high scores? Matt, what's the score?
This is going to get a high score because it's the first time PC players are playing it, presumably. So I'm going 90.
Why would I give it a high score? I like Last of Us.
Yeah, plus it's a great game. I go 93.
Part 1 is great. Part 1 is great. I'm not gonna
So is
argue
part
with you.
2, but looks just a fucking hater.
Dude,
I think 88 because
aside,
PC
Matt.
community is very opinionated. Very more opinionated than I'd say.
They are.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
I agree with myself. How about that?
I think PC gamers tend to be
How about that?
No, I think which is why I always say like Steam is a very accurate way of like looking at how good a game is, because I think they tend to be more
'Cause
generous.
everyone has to play it, right?
It also depends on if this game comes out and there's major bugs. Like it could be great. Like it's obviously a great game, but if it comes out and there's tons of bugs, look at what happened to Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. It's a great game, but look at how it got review bombed. Like it was the only game I've ever seen on Steam that it was like mostly negative reviews. It got destroyed on Steam. So it depends on how it launches, I feel like, but it's going to get a high score. So it'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Dorian Gray, trolling all the way, says Last of Us 2 will get a 40 on PC. Cannot wait for that game to launch. Next game is MLB The Show 23, coming out on March the 28th on all platforms except for PC. I don't know what that's about. Cozy, what's the score?
84.
84. Ham Solo,
What
MLB
game?
The Show.
Oh, MLB The Show?
MLB
Oh,
The Show.
yeah.
It has a nice cover. I don't care about baseball though, because what year is it?
I'm going to go 85. Elbow Kobe.
85.
Kobe. Cozy. A little bit.
also, Cozy, to your point
That was
about
mean.
the popularity. To your point about the popularity of baseball, they just had the World Baseball Classic. Just go and watch. Yeah, just go and watch the highlights of that final. Just the final. You might want to start watching baseball.
I'm talking about what
It's making
Mike
a comeback.
Trout getting struck
Dude,
out.
Showtime Otani. That was legendary.
Wait, you watch
Just
baseball?
throwing over 100 mile an hour.
Okay,
I mean,
Fastballs
baseball's an
all
American
game.
pastime, and nothing's more American than Texas.
shut the hell up. Otani's Japanese. The World Baseball Classic. There's
Hey.
teams from all over the world.
Hey,
You need
but-
to stop it.
but America loves baseball, and you're American. Doesn't matter where they play it. Doesn't matter where they play it at.
All
It
over
can
the
be in Japan.
world. All
Yeah, it
over
can
the
be in
world,
Japan.
like
Yes,
America,
yes.
Japan, and Nicaragua.
Yep.
Yeah,
Loke's
yeah,
creating the field of
everyone
dreams
can.
in his
Puerto
backyard.
Rico.
What?
You know what? Cozy, just go and watch. Don't listen to these guys. Just go and Google. YouTube highlights for the WBC 2023 final. Just do it. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's amazing. Matt likes games. What's the score for MLB The Show 23?
76.
76. All right. Mr. Joanna Duck
Cover
says
is really nice.
77. Yes, it is. Mr. Joanna Duck says 77. Sir X-Man 87.
Dragon Heart Yobi, what the hell again?
Dude, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Stop giving him the
70 to
oxygen,
95.
Just leave him alone. All right. He does this every week. Every week.
It drives Loke
Lord.
insane, and I love it.
I swear he does it on purpose.
Of course he does. Because it's
All
funny.
right. It's really not funny. It's not.
It's
RG
hilarious.
Viper says 83. In the chat, Mr. Jada Duck says Baseball Classic was great this year. It was fantastic. RG Viper, yes. America lost to Japan. Mr. Jada Duck was supporting Nicaragua. Okay. Dre Watson says,
Today I learned
the
Italy has a
classic-
baseball team.
Dude, it's the world. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Dre Watson says, the classic was nice this year. I'm ready for the season to start. It was a very nice warm up to the season. And I honestly think, like the American team, I think you guys lost it because most of your pitchers weren't there. Like the best
lose
pitchers
anything.
weren't there. It was just the sluggers. That's all that happened.
I didn't
So
lose
X-Men
nothing.
loves baseball. Hey! Ham, we finally
What
found
loves
a sport that we
baseball?
can talk about. Sir
Who loves
X-Men.
baseball? Oh,
Sir
I
X-Men.
just think it's like I just didn't know people outside of like 5 countries had any interest in baseball.
Yeah. Well, you learn something new every day. Mr. Johnny Duck is
Sometimes.
from Nicaragua. Wow, that's amazing.
Ooh.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
The joke was the joke was that I knew some kids that were from there. That's why I joked about that, and they love baseball. But I didn't know a whole lot of people. Just knew some kids that loved baseball from Nicaragua. So that was like the first place I could think of where they're like, "Oh yeah, we love baseball."
Okay.
Let's get our
Rue
culture game up.
Villacazzi.
Let's go.
Pretty much. Hey, on TSWS Gaming, you also learn cultural stuff. Rue Villacazzi says cricket is better, bro.
Oh
No.
my god.
I cannot agree
No,
more.
absolutely not.
Especially T20. In fact, I'm with
It
you.
reminds
What are
me
you
of
guys
the
even
time,
talking about now? What is
my-
this?
I've had several people
like,
try to explain cricket to
subscribe,
me, and
retweet.
it's not. It doesn't. It's not
It-
as straightforward, which
Talking
is
about
crazy.
a bunch
It
of
is.
grasshoppers. Get out of here.
And the games last way too long.
Let's talk about games.
Oh,
Okay. Sir X-Men just lost. He says he's a Chicago White Sox fan. Okay, we're done with this
Oh.
topic. We're done.
Oh.
We're done.
he's objectively wrong.
White Sox.
He's wrong. He's wrong.
Objectively
So
wrong.
Loke probably likes the Yankees.
Let's go to game.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Dodgers. Game results.
LA or the Yankees.
Resident Evil 4 remake. Or at least not the Angels. All right. So
I don't
Resident
know
Evil
it's like
anything
the
about-
Clippers. That's like the Clippers of the MLB. Like, come on now. What do we do?
There you go. Hey, there are some Angels fans out there.
Yeah,
You just
there's
have to
Clippers
search.
fans too.
Yeah.
Angels in the outfield.
Every
That's a
now and
good
then.
movie.
Remember Clipper Darrow? Jeez, I don't know anyone that's sadder than that guy. It's just embarrassing at this point. All right, let's go to the game results. Last week we had Resident Evil 4 remake. Cozy and Ham had a tie on this one because the score is 93. Cozy said 94. Ham said 92. So we have a tie. Next,
What did
we
I
have
say?
Have a nice.
You were wrong. It
Next,
doesn't
we have-
matter.
I was wrong, but what did I
Next.
say?
That was cruel.
said the
You
wrong
Sorry.
said
answer.
98. You
I
said
said
98.
Let's go. It's a 98.
Let's not go. Next we have a nice death.
I'm gonna have to let you know, honestly.
we have a nice. The next game is Have a Nice Death. Came out March 22nd. Cozy said 78, and she was the one who got it correct. Ham Solo said 67. Mad Likes Games 73. So Cozy's in the lead, but we have a tie because the most mid PlayStation exclusive Chia came out, and Ham got it right because the score is 78. Ham said 76. Cozy said 81. I don't know what she was smoking. Mad Likes Games said 70. So, unfortunately, one more week without a winner. Notable tweets.
Don't make fun of that game because it looks interesting.
It was fantastic.
The only thing I don't like about it is the stylized look of it.
That's fantastic.
Cozy,
It might just.
She's going
Cozy,
so passionate right now too. It's great.
Oh no! I was saying the reason because everything about the game sounded great, except I look at it and it looks like a really cheap CGI Christian movie, and I just can't unsee it.
Looks like
an old movie. You said it again last week.
Yeah, because I can't unsee. It looks
like an old PBS cartoon.
If you ever watch like really cheap CGI movies, like off-brand CGI movies, that's exactly what the style of it is.
Yeah, that's true. Though. It does look really cheap.
I have two reasons why it triggers me. Chia specifically. One, the same people that were shitting on Hi-Fi Rush being an Xbox exclusive are championing, absolutely marveling at freaking Chia.
It's because they can roll around as a melon.
I'm like, bro, what?
I'd say to each their own, but if I see anyone going like championing this, then that's just hilarious.
No, it looks great. I just specifically am thrown off by like the art style or whatever they want to call that.
I don't think it looks great. I think it looks mid as hell. And
the mechanics, that is, I'm talking
excited. Kesante's excited for it.
There you go.
I think the mechanics, and the thing is, it's not even that it looks. It's not even that if I can handle like low, like a game that's like super pixely or whatever. It's just like that primitive 3D look. I don't like.
Like their heads are really round. It's like there's just things that, like, they look weird. Looks like a mid 2000s cartoon.
But not even stylistically. Not even stylistic. Yeah. Like it was a stylistic choice. Like Psychonauts is stylistically weird, but this looks just like I can do better weird.
Yeah, I can't do better, but I get what she's saying.
Jesus, Cozy. And you actually develop games, so that burn is worse than if I said
it's because
that's just wow.
I feel bad for saying it because everything about the game, but the way it looks, I was like, did they not consult someone? Be like, hey, how can we make this actually just look better? Either go for something low skill, like take away like make it like 2D or something.
They consulted Joel Osteen.
Yeah. Also, if you ever went to Sunday school.
Let's stop bashing the Christians.
But Joel Osteen is your people? Joel Osteen is your people?
No. He's not. He's not my people. Hell no.
Okay.
He's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy, Luke.
I don't know if he's a cool guy. I don't know. I'm not claiming Joel Osteen. I'm not claiming him, his wife, his kids. I'm not claiming anyone with Olstein in their surname. All right.
They seem like really cool people. All right.
I'm not. Notable tweets. Cozy. Force Patent says the problem is not that Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have been ordered to reproduce tons of largely duplicative material to the FTC. That's just a pointless exercise. It's that the FTC goes against two U.S. companies in a way that doesn't benefit American consumers. What are your thoughts on this tweet?
It's kind of eye-rolly because a big business buys another big business. The FTC is supposed to look into it. When it comes to... I mean, we all know the FTC is bought, but they have to put on a shit show of doing something. Wait, no, I'm thinking of the FCC. Wait, no, never mind. It's the FTC. Yeah, this is the Federal Trade Commission. Sorry.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes.
they're doing what they're supposed to do. The bare minimum. We know they always do the bare minimum. But, they're kind of doing what they're supposed to do. What are they supposed to do? Just be like, okay.
Specifically. No, I'm saying you don't care specifically that this would harm the only American console maker in a market that has 2 Japanese console makers and 1 American.
That's not what it's about. It's not about protecting. It's about looking into big corporations, buying other big corporations, and considering the outcome. It's not...
That context doesn't matter.
Yeah. But it's like, what else are they supposed to do?
All right. Ham Solo. Mr. Everborn Saga. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but this guy, a whole week just spitting facts. I had to parse through like 7 to find like the best one. He said,
Everborn? He's
Jesus,
on the same show
yes.
as Kayasante. You know that.
yes. No, I know that. I'm just saying I don't know if you follow him. So
I've
he
had him
said,
behind them sticks. Get your stuff
among
together,
other
bro.
things, he said, Jesus Christ, let me explain this to you like you're 5. No one ever expected the ZeniMax purchase not to result in exclusive content for the Xbox ecosystem. The only reason you hear folks bring up what was announced is because other folks are pretending that was the expectation. Go ahead, Am.
I mean,
you want to let it sit?
I just thought that's interesting because it's just like, why do we need it broken down so much when it's so obvious? It's like just it's just willingly being ignorant and thinking that you have to have there has to be something to combat this when there's nothing. You're just saying stuff.
Grasping.
Yep.
When you say they break it down, though, I think the thing is, remember that when someone tweeted, about how, they had the different classes in high school? And the problem with social media is we're all on the same space, and you don't have the kids that need to be in the remedial classes.
Cozy.
In their own remedial section of social media. I think that's largely true. And people prove that every day. And I think that's what we're seeing. What?
That's messy.
People
it's messy
are illiterate and can't read.
I can't even fight you. That's what's messy. Matt.
Yeah.
Daydreamer Dan says, I'm not transphobic. I just want to live in Hogwarts. Damn, Harry had to live there for 7 years, and 90% of y'all couldn't. 90% of y'all couldn't even do 2 months. LOL. He's addressing the fact that the player base tanked in the last week.
Yeah. I guess that's what happens when you beat a single player game and there's nothing else keeping you there. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thought on it. I don't know why he would expect people to be playing that 7 years from now. 7 years from now, there will probably be a Hogwarts Legacy 2. So why are we playing this one? I mean,
if you haven't played it yet, you'll play the first one.
Yeah, I still need to beat it, but it's I'll beat it when I beat it. But nobody's sticking around after they beat that game, unless you really, really loved it. So I mean, it is what it is. It's a silly take. I saw that take and I laughed.
All right, so I got lucky with that one. Oh god, Dorian Gray just going all in with Cozy's analogy. Says PlayStation equal short bus. At least he didn't use the R word. At least he didn't use the R word. So
here's the thing: if you're insulted, there's no polite way to insult someone's intelligence. It's really funny because people be like, "You didn't say that. You said that." You said you didn't say the R word. You know what? Idiot, imbecile. They all actually have the same technical division. They mean the exact same thing. Yes.
Stunts.
God damn it, Cozy.
Stupid.
Not even take
They
me
all
one
literally
step
mean the
back.
exact same thing. They all, at one point in time, were actually clinical definitions for mental retardation. They actually were. So, when people are like, you're calling someone stupid, you are literally saying the same thing. Short bus, same thing. We know why the kids ride the short bus.
Cozy.
You call someone a wall licker, we know what that
Cozy,
means.
I don't say this
Window
often,
licker?
but
A wall licker?
Jeez Louise.
I don't say this often, Cozy, but I stand a queen. That was vicious, and you didn't take one step back. I was trying to help you take a step back, and you just like leaning into it. Just bravo, lady. Jesus.
That's actually why I just
She
call
met-
people, when I say
she
I
met
call
that
people
shit.
public school chicken nuggets, that's why. Because it's like, well, then you can't accuse me of anything.
Yeah. I mean, public school
And on
chicken
that
nugget
note-
is pretty great, honestly.
On
If
that
you've never
note-
actually took me into a better school.
On that nuggety note,
Yes?
we're going to quiz time.
Troglodyte's another
I'll
good
quiz
one.
you.
Jesus.
I agree with RG
I'm
Viper in the
ish.
chat. Troglodyte is a very good insult.
Yes, it's pretty solid. All right, let's go to the chat. Damn, I even lost like my train of thought. Cozy's gonna go first. Ham Solo will go second. So Matt, you're going last.
Save the best for last, bud.
Ham's been going last for weeks now, but you never said that. But okay.
Doesn't matter because it's not this week. It's not this week.
The rules change.
Exactly. The rules change as I see fit.
The goalposts get moved. All right.
Exactly.
Cozy.
Yes.
Cozy. Resident
Yes.
Evil 4 Remake has been rated 9.5 on IGN. True or false?
False?
Correct. It's been rated 10. It's perfect
Whoa.
according to IGN.
Let's go.
Ham Solo. Remnant 2 launches October 22nd, 2023.
True.
True or false? False. There is no specific date. They just said
Okay.
2023.
I have no idea.
Mad
when
likes
that
games.
game's coming out. Nobody does.
Mad
I
likes
guess.
games. Final. Yeah, no one does. Literally. Mad likes games. Final Fantasy 14 hosted a lottery for current subscribers that allowed them to purchase up to 2 tickets recently. True or false?
False.
It's true.
That's
Cozy
cool.
Beluga.
Yeah.
Starfield has gotten a restricted rating in Australia. True or false?
True.
Hello?
True.
Correct. It's for interactive drug use.
Whoa.
Ham Solo, the last time a Superman game was made for a PlayStation console was Superman Returns. True or false?
Ooh, Superman. What console gen did you say?
The last time a Superman game was made for a PlayStation console, so there's no generation specific here, was Superman Returns.
Oh,
True or
okay.
false?
False.
It's true.
Damn it.
Mad likes games.
Yep.
Mad likes games. There are 6 traits that players can choose from for their infants in The Sims 4. True or false? I would never ask this question of Cozy. Go ahead,
I
Matt.
mean,
True or false?
50-50 shot, I say true.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cozy Beluga. The video game
Yes.
adaptation of the 2006 Superman movie starring Christopher Reeves as the Man of Steel. It is the Man of Steel for PS2. True or false?
False.
Correct. It was actually Brandon Roth. Cozy
I know.
has
When you
a
said Christopher
12.
Reeves, I knew it was wrong
I
because
was going to
those
say,
were all
because
over
Christopher
the-
Reeves didn't do. I mean, God bless him. Love him, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ham Solo.
We'll
President
never get us
Dan.
because it's him.
Yeah, never.
Ham Solo. President Dan Clancy will assume the position of CEO of Twitch on April 3rd. True or false?
Jeez, I have no freaking clue. True.
False. It's effective immediately. Matt likes games.
Trash.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo was first announced at E3 2019 as the next IP from Tango Gameworks. True or false?
I'll say true, but I don't. Yeah, it's true.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Cozy Beluga, Cyberpunk 2077 is the second most played game on the Steam Deck according to Valve. True or false?
True.
False. It's the 7th most played game according to Valve's information.
Oh.
So you're not going to be perfect this week. Ham Solo, Microsoft's latest Call of Duty related gaming deal signs up Japanese cloud gaming provider Ubitus. True or false?
Their latest one?
The last one, yeah.
Oof. False.
It's true.
I thought they got an NFT one as well. Or was that Ubitus that was the NFT one?
We're going to have to Google that one then.
Ubitus did like the cloud gaming stuff for Switch. I know that, but I don't know nothing about NFTs. So
I thought there was also a deal with somebody that they struck for NFTs, but maybe not. I could be wrong.
I'm still okay. If anyone in the chat can check for us real quick, that would be nice.
I'll just type in Microsoft 10-year deal.
What?
Said I'll just type in Microsoft 10-year deal.
Okay, hold on. Someone just said not Japanese. Let me quickly check this.
See, that's what I thought. I thought
I
the
thought
little.
they weren't Japanese.
I thought the trick in your question was that they weren't Japanese.
Not Japanese. No. The article where I got this said it was Japanese. So I'm actually going to ubitus.net to check. What the? Where? 2 minutes.
It's Japanese. It's located in Tokyo.
It is Japanese, dude. This is
Yeah.
oh god. You know what? I'm gonna stop listening to the chat. Viper, settle your ass down.
Remember the time you were wrong, though?
Sorry?
Remember the time you were wrong?
Oh yeah. Let's focus on the 0.2%. Let's forget the 99.8%. Let's do that, Cozy. Very efficient on your part. Matt likes games. Diablo 4 releases on June 6th, 2023. True or false?
It's June 5th, so it's false.
Yeah. The Diablo expert, a question?
I'm not a Diablo expert.
What?
I only know that because I'm hyped for the game. It's June 5th. That's false.
It's June 5th?
Yes, it's June 5th. It's false. You said 6, right?
Yes, I said June 6th.
Okay, so it's false.
What the hell? This thing is freezing. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me put your point here. Okay, there we go. Cozy Beluga.
Yes.
You have not technically. It's academic. No, it's not academic. It's Cozy's got 3. Matt's got 3. This is the final round.
Matt, technically, it is June 6th.
Is it really?
I just looked it up. Yep.
Oh, okay. So I
thought
got
it
that.
was June 6th myself.
I got that wrong then. Okay. Oh, all right. Got it wrong.
Is that for like the people who pre-order?
Get his ass.
Because there's like 4 days early.
I'm not
early access or whatever. But
it's fine, Ham. Let's just move on. Cozy, if you get this one, it's over. If you get this one, it's over. You got 3. Matt's on 2. So here we go. Cozy Beluga. Lance Reddick has acting credits in exactly 7 video game franchises. True or false?
Bro.
Correct.
You know what's really
Cozy
funny? I don't
wins
think I've played any game he's been in.
Yeah, you
Just
have.
play Quantum
Horizon.
Break.
You said you played Horizon.
Does
yeah,
it
yeah,
count
yeah.
if I've only played like an hour of it?
You just said you never played a game with him in it. So yes, that
It
does.
counts.
Damn,
Ah, it
man.
counts.
You're gonna get into
Okay.
semantics, Ham Solo. Jesus.
That's a
All right.
semantic.
Mhm.
I mean, she didn't finish it. She barely touched the damn thing.
But she said I haven't
Does it really
played.
count?
That's not a semantic.
Okay, I have played. I
Alright,
played an
alright,
hour
that's a
of
good-
Never
Horizon.
ran into him in a game as a different. I mean,
You know what?
I don't know.
Shut up.
Okay,
My
Ham.
balls.
Point, Ham Solo. Jesus.
Wow.
All right, let's move on to the next
Can I
question.
get 3 points?
Okay,
out of
we're
that?
not even going to do the next. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Cozy Beluga, as a winner this week, you get your 1 minute to rant about whatever you want to talk about in the world of gaming, and also
What?
pick someone in the chat.
Saga?
Pick someone in the chat that you want to get the $10 voucher for this week. After
Okay.
your rant. Go ahead.
Okay. My goodness, I did not expect this to happen. So, I think I will talk about a upcoming game that everyone needs to try. It's called Ghost Trick. If you have not played it, you need to play it. I'm telling you. It's got all the good things. It's got mystery.
Loaf.
It's got cute dogs. It's got a great story. It's got some of the most interesting puzzle mechanics ever because it's all like about triggering the right mechanisms to get the sequence and the scene to play out as you want. You haven't played it. Previously, this game was basically only existed on the DS and iOS, but the iOS version kind of sucked, and I don't even know if it's still listed. So it was like, good luck playing the game. But now it's going to be made available to all platforms. So there's no reason for you not to play this game. Not only that, but it's not even like a $60 game. It's like $30. It's a great game. Definitely play Ghost Trick. You can see it's very highly reviewed. It's not like a game that's like, oh, I'm telling you to play something that you're like, I wonder how people feel about this game. Nah, people aren't saying this game is garbage. They're saying it's great. Because people who've played Ghost Trick already know that it's great. I'm actually going to go out and get it again. And you know how often I rebuy games? Almost never. But I'm excited to play this again for the first time in a long time. I even have stickers on my...
Time.
Okay.
That's your minute. Go on.
Oh my
Cozy,
god.
please pick someone in the chat.
Oh my god.
Pick someone in the chat, Cozy.
What?
Scared the shit out of me.
What happened?
Let's go.
Cozy,
What?
pick someone in the chat. Cozy, please pick someone in the chat.
He just fucking steamrolled it. Oh my god.
Who hasn't been picked recently?
I don't know,
This-
just pick somebody.
Pick anybody.
I can only tell you
pick-
that you can't pick Uso and
I'll pick-
Dragon Yobi.
I'm gonna pick Viper because he said I'm speaking facts.
Oh Lord! And he comes in saying, "I'll send Log 7 a code for Ghost Trick. If you send me a code, Viper, I will block you. I will block you on Xbox. I will block you on PlayStation. I'm serious. I'm not even messing with you. Try it. Try it. All right.
That's hilarious. He's
last
gonna take
point.
the money from you and
Last-
buy the game and give it back.
Last point. Last point. It's almost over, ladies and gentlemen. The acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Xbox is almost complete. Well, I say complete, but I only mean we'll have confirmation of the acquisition or cancellation of the acquisition at the end of April 2023. For those tired of this discussion surrounding Activision Blizzard, this will not signal the end of such discussions. Because if the deal does go through, We'll have to discuss the ramifications, including additions to Game Pass and future exclusives. If the deal doesn't go through, we're still going to be dissecting ActiBliz for a while after. Will they remain operational? Will Sony acquire COD? Will Nintendo acquire the rights to Tenchu and finally give us a sequel to a franchise that has been unfairly ignored? Either way, Activision Blizzard discussion will not cease after the April 2023 decision. So pucker up, Buttercup. It's going to be a persistently grating ride. Thank you for listening.